In this section, we're going to pay attention to how to organize that which you want to study. This includes many things, but let's start with reading, because eventually, as a student, you have to read most of the contents you have to learn. Organizing the material therefore starts with effective reading. Here are a few tips on reading. First, decide on your aim for reading a book or text. If it's important material, you are to read everything carefully, marking key words, headings, themes, and basic ideas, or making notes. If you want an overview of the book or article, you can scan the work, noting the headings, first paragraphs, first and last sentences of paragraphs, and then read the conclusions and suggestions in more detail. If you're skimming, you focus on headings and parts that stand out in order to identify words and phrases you are looking for. Please note that you must never underestimate your brain. Know that a normal person's brain and eyes can see more rapidly, take in, interpret, and even remember far better than you could ever imagine. But you have to have a plan or strategy and know why you want to read in a certain way. When you speed read, you must not read too slowly, because your eyes take in more than you can imagine. Note the key words and remember your objectives. Hold the book in such a way that you can see the entire page and scroll down the middle of the page fairly quickly with a pen or your finger. Your eyes should remain just above your pen or finger. To organize what you want to learn further means that making your own notes can involve many methods. For example, taking key words from the text, making short notes, drawing up tables, appropriate graphs, mind maps, sketches, symbols, using colors, rhymes, and other creative associations to help you to visualize the information meaningfully. Collectively, we refer to this as a COOL, Cognitive Organizers for Optimal Learning. I recommend that you use more of these skills, otherwise you're like a golfer who uses only one club, such as a putter, to play all the strokes. Remember, horses for courses. That is why you have to increase your skills to make notes. In section 5, we will look at other methods to read texts that are more mathematical and problem-centered, because there we also use other techniques. Note that we refer to good notes or COOLs as intelligence on paper, because it is indeed an extension of your own intelligence. The better you make notes or organize your study materials, the more effective you are using your intelligence. We all have preferences when it comes to learning styles. For example, some people study best when they can see, others by hearing, and others by doing. I want to encourage you not to use only one method repeatedly for all material, but to expand your repertoire. In this table, a sketch or schematic illustration of, for example, a creative association has been placed in the left-hand column, with the summary or an explanation of what it is in the right-hand column. Why do you think this can be a good way to summarize difficult concepts and effectively organize your study materials? Basically, it boils down to that the left hemisphere of your brain is more susceptible to what is written on the right-hand side of the paper, and the left hemisphere prefers language that is arranged logically and linearly. The right hemisphere of your brain, on the other hand, is more attuned to what is written on the left side of the page and likes pictures that can be viewed at a glance and given outline. Therefore, this table ensures that the two important parts of the brain work together in the learning and note-making process. Another powerful way to organize what you learn, in other words, to make a COOL, is Tony Buzan's mind maps. Here the central theme is in the middle. I use whole brain learning as a theme to demonstrate. The branches are preferably each in a different color, with a description in capital letters on the branches. A branch is the physical semblance of the brain, and the smaller branches sprouting from that one show the other parts of the brain, such as the two hemispheres, the neocortex, the limbic system, and inside the brain, the most primitive part just above the brain stem. Here it is especially important to make pictures, symbols, and other creative associations. Look at our students' bright ideas to incorporate the key concepts in the mind map. The fact that you create the mind map yourself enables you to recall it better. The more you release your creativity, the more you ensure total brain involvement. The way in which the mind map is set out brings to mind the physical appearance of the brain. The integration of the brain systems is reflected in the way the information is compacted. Simply put, your entire brain is involved if you make a mind map. That is why you understand and remember it so much better. The reason is that you're planning, the setting out as a whole on one page, the colors that are used, the pictures and symbols, the associations, the logical setting out, and the language and figures that you use ensure that the total brain cooperates, and that leads to better insight and memory. It is good to know that a graph is nothing but a cool or intelligence on paper. Here, population growth is represented graphically. Try putting this into words and see how difficult it is. But look at this simple graph and you will see clearly how the population of this town has grown from 1,900 to 2,000. There are also interesting slumps that could possibly be explained. If you see it on paper in this format, it is just so much easier to interpret, to understand, and to remember. In this case, it is clearly a better way to organize your material than to summarize it in words. Try presenting some of your appropriate study material graphically. There are naturally many other ways to organize your study material. We have here shown a few good methods that you can use to your advantage as part of your repertoire. Be creative and remember, more than one golf club is necessary.